Hello everyone, today is Monday, June 1st, 2020. Um, right now the market has closed. We're at the 10:45 p.m. So let's take a look at the market today. I didn't really pay too much attention to the market because as you guys know, I sold it here. I am not even in this market right now. Right now it seems that the S&P E-mini is just being pretty flat right now. And we are, I wouldn't worry too much about this. Again, I think the market volatility is really low. So if you've been shorting the volatility, it's great. It has been a great trade for you. But for the general market, there's not really much to worry about. In my previous video, I talked about, how the protests, the riots, they are actually good for the market in the short term because it basically increase the chance for the Congress to pass the $3 trillion stimulus bill, right? And these protests and riots, they're caused by a obvious reason, as you know, we talk about in the news. But the root of the cause is actually, I think, could be more complicated than that. One is the increase the wealth gap in the society, especially in the United States, and this coronavirus is just making the rich richer, right? If someone who has financial assets, who are educated in the market, can actually make a lot of money over the last 3 months. Actually, there has been tremendous amount of opportunities in the market in the last 3 months. Like you could literally make 3 times, 4 times, 10 times your initial investment in the last 3 months. And this wealth gap is just growing wider and wider and wider. And whenever there's a huge volatility in the market, whenever there's a lot of money printing in the market, someone is going to benefit. And that's usually the financially educated people who are going to benefit from this. And also, you have to be financially educated and also have capital to risk, right? There are a lot of people who learn, watch stuff on YouTube or read books. They're pretty knowledgeable of finance, but they're not rich because they don't have risk capital. And to have significant amount of risk capital that's meaningful, that you can use to trade in the market, could take years to accumulate. That's why you have to. Initially, you really have to live under your means. You really have to making sure you invest in your. Here's just me talking about some advice to you guys. If you're watching, if you have not accumulated, enough risk capital to have significant amount of money that you can willing to lose, or to have at least $100,000 to trade in the market, then your first thing would be using that money to buy your own home, right? Because if you're living with your parents, that's fine. Like if you're renting, I think that's just wasted money. You should be living with your parents if you're renting, or you should be putting a down payment for a cheap house or something, so you can put that money back into your equity of the house, right? That's something you don't want to risk all that money into stock market if you don't have your own home or you're not living with your parents. Basically, you don't want to risk your money in the stock market if you are renting, okay? If you don't have a roof over your head. That's just not something, you should do. Just risking your saving into this. Okay, so cryptocurrency, let's talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Let's look at the Bitcoin USDT market. I talked about the Bitcoin previously. Obviously, that trend line has been broken. Right now, the Bitcoin is up a little bit. Only a little bit. Don't get too excited about this 10,000, 10,100, 10,090 level, 10,000 level. 10,000, this 10,000 level, it's just a psychological level in human mind, okay? And these levels, they don't mean that much. They only mean, they are only for news generation. So whenever we break above this level, 10,000, you will see a lot of news outlets start covering Bitcoin, you will see some push notification from your brokerage telling you to buy Bitcoin, and that is a signal for you to kind of be cautious, right? And to sell. Like today, the Bitcoin all of a sudden just went up so much to 10,300, and you can see that immediately it got sold down to 10,090, and I suspect this thing could fall even further, back down to 8,700. Then maybe we're gonna consolidate in this area a bit further. I personally think there are two scenarios. One scenario is that we came down here, and if we are really strong, we're going to break up to the upside from this level onwards. The other scenario would be equally likely, in my opinion. It's gonna happen is that we come down here, and we probably consolidate further. We consolidate up here a little bit more. Give the whales, give the larger money more time to accumulate. Then we broke to the upside. So I think Bitcoin will eventually try to test this level, the all-time high, within this year or next year. That's very certain, in my opinion. The reason is we have been printing a lot of money, right? Actually, this chart was incorrect. Let me just change this. I don't think it's gonna fall that much. I would say it's probably gonna do something like this, right? I don't think it's going to fall under this level because we have a lot of accumulation. You can see the volume here. There are a lot of buyers willing to buy, massively at this level. This is where the whales are accumulating. I don't think, and this drop basically wiped a lot of people out. And I think the whales have finished. I would say they're 80% finished accumulation, and that's why I'm thinking that we could just consolidate at this particular level, the 9,000, at a higher level, and just lift off, right? Or if these whales have not completed accumulation, I think they probably just like the best, the most they can get this price down, it would be this particular level, right here. That's where they're gonna accumulate a little bit more. So that's Bitcoin for you. And Ethereum, ETH USDT, let's take a look. I've been telling you guys this chart. I've drawn this chart for the last 2-3 weeks. Now, if you've been following my video, you should. And the market has gone up, right? I've been saying this since here. I say the longer we stay here, it's gonna go horizontal, then we're gonna break to the upside. Now we have broken up to the upside, and right now I think we are pretty euphoric at this level, to be honest, because I'm getting a lot of notifications, getting people telling me, Ethereum, good job with Ethereum, you were right, all that stuff. So I think this level is fairly dangerous if you're buying here, from the market reaction I'm seeing right now. So I am thinking that in the very short term, I think we're going to get a correction, very, very sharp correction very soon. Okay? Because there are so many people going long right now. They're buying at this level, and I think there's going to be a wash and rinse. There are the whales going to sell this thing down. So I think what's going to happen in the short term is that, well, if you look at this, we are actually at this very critical level, right? Last time the price actually broke down from here to oblivion. And so I think the price is probably going to come down, and we're going to then we're going to push higher. Then we're probably going to consolidate here, and I don't know what's going to happen afterwards, but that's going to be a question mark, okay? And yeah, so I think tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the price will just come down to 220 level, 214-ish. We'll see. So if you have, I actually did sell a little bit of my position right here, around 250 today. And just a little bit. I'm a long-term holder of Ethereum, but I do have like a quarter of my position is for trading. Like I just keep trading in, trading out to accumulate more Ethereum along the way. But I don't want to sell most of my position because I know this thing in the long term, not even long term, in the short term, medium term, like 3 to 6 months, there's going to be a huge move in Ethereum. Okay, so that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and happy trading.